Excuse me, guys.
There he is, emerging from the shadows.
He said very funny. I have nothing.
Alright, I'm going to keep performing my set like this. Please just don't look in this direction. A little bit distracting, I know. So I'm taking this massage therapy program, and we learned a lot about anatomy. And one thing I've learned about anatomy is that it is in no way sexy or suave to the opposite sex. Now, you can take my word for it, but I'm going to give you a little story, and then you can just decide yourselves. I was with my girlfriend, and we were out to eat, and I put my hand at the back of her neck, and she said, "Anthony, what are you doing?" Now, at this point, I could have gone with, "Hey, I'm rubbing your neck." She'd been like, "Cool." But instead, I went with, "I'm trying to find your external occipital protuberance." And I can't remember her exact words, but I believe they were, "Please stop." So, just decide yourselves. I was reading a textbook for the program, and it reminded me of this textbook that I read in economics. Oh, that won't do.
Like squeeze it and
I don't know what that means.
It's a clam.
Oh, it's a clam.
Yeah.
Hey. Thank you. So I reminded me of this textbook I was reading for economics in high school, and it was talking about regulation or whatever. And it was saying, it was saying surgery is regulated because if it wasn't, people would go in for surgery, someone would die, and people would be like, "Well, I'm not going to go there anymore." And I don't think that's how it would work. Like, if I knew somebody and they went in for surgery, and then the surgeon came out a couple minutes later and was like, "I'm sorry, but the incision killed him." Instead of using the scalpel, I forgot, and I used a baseball bat. I wouldn't be like, "Well, I'm not going back there," and leave him a shitty tip. I would go home and be like, "Oh, I'm going to write a bad review on Yelp." Something along the lines of, "Friend died during surgery. Well, I give it 2 stars. John was kind of a dick. He had it coming." There'd be a mob of us, and we would pounce on him. And just as we overtook the surgeon, his last words would be, "Damn you, University of Phoenix Online Medical School." And that would be how that would work. I used to run the mile back in 8th grade. I remember a specific time. I remember it because there was one kid in our class, and his official time was "did not finish." Now, you'd probably think that, oh, he was injured. No. The whole time, this is how I ran the mile, just the whole thing. Even when the gym teacher was like, "Can't wait for you any longer," he's just, he was in a movie, and there was a car broken down, and he's like, "Don't worry, man, I brought my tools." And the thing was, it wasn't like in the beginning, it was like, "On your mark, get set, go," and he's like, "Argh," for like half a lap, and then he's like, "Screw this, I'm just gonna walk, save some face." No, it was, "On your mark, get set." And he was ahead of his time. I was actually one of the guys that really tried during the mile, and I guess I thought that, maybe it was important, like if there was like a college application, they'd take a look, and they'd be like, their grades are similar, but we see that this guy ran it in maybe like 6 minutes or so, and this guy didn't finish. So we're going to go with the guy that actually finished the mile. I was at the zoo recently with my girlfriend, and there's a lot of kids at the zoo, and the kids are really cute. We were outside this bird display, and these birds, they started clacking their beaks together. And the mother, she turns to her kid and says, "Look, they're kissing." And the kid goes, "Ew." It was like the mother was like, "Look," like we were outside a vegetable display, and the mother's like, "Look, Timmy, Brussels sprouts." But it was just interesting to see what the kid found disturbing versus what I would find unsettling. Like, I have a friend, she has tortoises, and they all live together in this container, and she feeds them lettuce. And these tortoises, they proceed to trample the food that they've just been given. And there was this one tortoise decided, this looks like a good place to take a dump. And then started eating lettuce around that. And this other tortoise saw this turtle eating around the turd and said, I'd like to mate with that. And then proceeded to make that happen. Thank you. My name is Anthony. Enjoy the rest of the day.